This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in the last session, we discussed about that the what is the shell, right? And what is the default shell type? What are the different shell types are there? How to know how many shell types are supporting by your operating system, right? How to switch from one shell to another shell, and how to check currently which shell you are using. Then we discuss about what is the shell scripting, right? And we discussed why we need to learn the shell scripting and what are the prerequisites. And we have written one first example, right? Okay, so when we are running shell script, so already I have connected to the server. Just if you type union, you will see Linux, right? So then only you have to write the shell script or you have to practice the Linux commands. Okay, now just if you type ls, you will see. So currently I am in the shell scripts directory. So we have created one shell script, this one, and we discussed how to give the execute permissions and how to run the shell script in different ways, right? So we discuss about that dot slash, right? Hello.sh, dot space hello.sh, sh hello.sh, bash hello.sh. If you type csh hello.sh, is it going to work? No. Why? Because csh shell type is not installed, right? This shell type is not installed. So now we ran the shell script in normal way. Assume, see, we are running like this one, and we are getting some error or we are getting some unexpected results. Okay, so we don't know where or which command is giving that wrong output. So I want to debug. Okay, I want to debug that one. If you want to run the shell script in debug mode, how we are going to run? This is one of the important question. How to run the shell script in debug mode? Anybody idea? So normally we are going to run sh hello.sh, right? So if you want to run the shell script in debug mode, sh space hyphen x. So even we are going to run the Java program in the debug mode. Python, okay, JavaScript, any programming language or any scripting, you can run in the debug mode. So if you want to run the shell script in debug mode, you have to use that hyphen x. Okay, so sh hyphen x hello.sh. See, if you observe, if you run the shell script in debug mode, okay, see here, it is going to give the output, command output, so that we can see easily, oh, this command is giving this output, and easily we can confirm, okay, so this command is giving the wrong output because of this one, and, and the entire result is giving that wrong, right? So like that we can debug that shell script, and we can identify that where that issue is coming, right? So now instead of running that entire shell script, suppose if you run that shell script in like this one, so this is a normal method, this is a debug method. So see, my shell script having that hundreds of lines, it is very difficult, right, to run the shell script. I know. I, I, I guessed that these are the lines are giving that wrong output. So I want to run some specific lines in the debug mode. So for that one, see, suppose I want to run only this line. Okay, I want to run only this line in the debug mode. So for that one, you can use set -x and set +x. So whatever the lines you want to run in debug mode, okay, just execute set -x and set +x. Okay, so in between set -x and set +x, whatever the lines are there, those lines are going to run in the debug mode. Right? Okay, so now let me update the program va hello.sh. Just type I, it will come insert mode. Go here, set space -x and set +x. Now only this line is going to run in the debug mode. Okay, other lines are not going to run. Save it. sh hello.sh. If you see here, only this line is running in the debug mode. Other lines, no. Now I will ask one question. See, only for this line we are running in this debug mode. When if you run like this one, sh hello.sh. I have added that set -x and set +x and I am trying to run like this one. What will happen? Is it going to execute all the lines in the debug mode or only this line is going to run in debug mode? I'm going to execute like this one. So Shashikant is saying we'll execute all the lines. Whole script run in debug mode. And it shows errors in the last. Shashikant is saying. He is saying it will execute all the lines and it will show the errors in the last. So we don't have any errors. I'm expecting the answer from Nani Reddy. And today attendance also very less. So today is Monday, na? It's very difficult to get up early morning. Already we took the 2 days holiday. Monday is very bad. It's very difficult to start that things. Correct, na? Even for office work also, office hours also, it is very difficult to start. So if you add that set -x and set +x, and if you run the shell script in debug mode, what will happen? It is going to start run the shell script in debug mode from beginning of the line till set +x. So once it reaches the executor, so immediately it is going to stop forcibly, stop that running in the debug mode. Once it will execute set +x. Okay, so from beginning to set +x where you have added till that it is going to execute. Clear? Let's see here, first line, right? Then next one, see, but after set +x, is it executing in debug mode? These three lines? No, just we got the output. Right. So once it reaches that set +x, it is going to stop forcibly. Don't run in the debug like that. Clear? So this is very, very important, guys. N number of times they asked how to run shell script in debug mode. Clear? So how to run the shell script in normal method? This way. You can use any one of the option from this one. Right? If you want to run the shell script in debug mode, you can use this one. Or if you want to run any particular lines, you can use the set-x and set plus x. Okay. So Nani is saying it doesn't matter where we set -x. Always debug starts from the first. When if you use like this one. Okay. If you use like this one, it is going to run from the beginning of the shell script. Okay. Okay. So the next topic is file naming conventions. See, when you are creating a shell script, so in the last example, we have given that shell script name is hello.sh. Right. So here, if you see total, how many characters are there? 8 characters are there. Hello 5.6 S7 8. So total 8 characters are there. Right. So like that, the file name you can give up to 255 characters. A file name can be a maximum of 255 characters. Okay. So the name may contain alphabets, digits, dots, and underscores. Okay. See, Mithun, this file. If you see here, this file, Mithun underscore 08112013.sh. This file contains that alphabets, digits, right, dots, and underscore. Right. Apart from dot and underscore, you should not supposed to use that other special characters as a file name. Sir, if I keep that dollar in the file name, what will happen? So if it is a other programming language, Java and all, it will give error. But in the shell script, you are not going to get errors. But you have to follow the standards. Okay. And one more thing, system commands means your Linux commands and some reserved keywords you should not use as a file name. See, commands are there, ls, mkdir. Those command names you should not supposed to use as a file names. And some keywords. We'll see what are the keywords. We'll discuss one by one. And the file system is case sensitive. If you see here, basket.sh, first one, and the third one, if you see, B capital letter. Again, that one also a basket.sh. Correct. So basket.sh with lower case B and uppercase B, basket.sh, both are different files, not the same files. Already we know in the Linux, all the commands are lowercase, file system is case sensitive. Right? So these are the some valid file names. Okay. So before writing shell script, these are the naming conventions you have to follow. Okay. Even if you are not going to follow also, it will work, but it is not a best practice. When you are writing a script or something, you have to follow some naming conventions and best practices. Clear, guys? Next one is the comments. Okay, even in C language also, this comments topic is there. Comments, right? So, what is the use of this comments? What is the use of these comments? See, if you see any language or any scripting, it is going to support that comments. Without writing the comments, you should not write any program. So comments are going to be used for giving that better understandability of your program to the others. See, you are writing one function, right? Suppose I am writing that add function. Okay, so here I am writing some logic inside this function. If I don't keep the description about this particular function, if I give the same shell script to my colleague, he may not able to understand, right? So he is going to think, hey, for what purpose he has written, man, right? So to give that more readability and understandability of your source code to the others, you have to write a comments for each function and if any variable is there, right? So comments gives that more understandability and readability, right? So how many types of comments are there in the C language, C++? Three types of comments. Oh, can you tell me what are the three types? Oh, Shabazz is using four types of comments. Good man. I'm learning the new comments, new type of comments. Santosh is saying two. So single line comments, multi-line comments. Okay. Other two more. Jayashree has to answer one more, and because he said that three. And Shabazz, tell me what is other two more? What is double line comments? So most of the languages are going to support two types of languages. Okay, single line comments, multi line comments. But Java, in Java, three types of comments are there. Okay, single line comments. Okay, do forward slash, do forward slash, single line comment. Right, slash star and star slash star forward slash. So this is a multi-line comment. So if you want to comment multiple lines, we are going to use multi-line comment. So documentation related comments slash two stars, right, and star slash. So this is a documentation related comments. Documentation related comments, right? So Java, three types of comments are there, but I don't know what is the fourth one, Shabazz. But other languages like C, C++, CPP means C++, shell script are supporting the two types of comments. One is the single line comment, another one is multi-line comment. So in the shell script, how to represent that single line comments? Hash. We are going to use that hash as a single line comment in shell script. In shell script, hash as a single line comment in shell script. Right. So here, if you want to represent that multi-line comment, we are going to use that less than the string whatever you want you can give, and you have to use that same string for closing. So this one we are going to use to represent that multi-line comments. So this one we are going to call as here document feature. We are going to call as here document feature. Right. So here, if you see, I have used that Bhaskar here. Can I use any string here? Yes. So if you want, you can use that Mithun Technologies. But whatever you are using here, you have to use to close that one. You have to use to close this one. And exactly whatever the case sensitive we have used here, M capital letter, T capital letter. Here also you have to use it same M capital letter, T capital letter. Okay. So here we should not supposed to use that double graded. Okay, for closing. Just for opening only, you have to use this one. For closing, you should not supposed to use that double graded. Okay, so just whatever the text here we have used. Okay, so that one only you have to use here. So shell script is supporting the two types of comments, single line comments and multi-line comments. So multi-line comments we are going to represent using the here document feature. So this one we are going to call it here document feature. Okay. So now let me write a one example, shell script example on the comments. So when you are creating a shell script, the shell script extension should be .sh. Is it a mandatory, guys? So we have given that hello.sh. Can I save with hello dot just a hello? It's not a mandatory, but yes, it's a good practice. You have to keep that .sh is the extension. Okay, so let me write it. So Bindu, she's saying that different types of comments because you have learned that Python, right? So in the Python, you learn that various comments. Okay, but what are the comments? It is going to work in Python. It may not going to work in shell script. Okay, so now I am going to write that one shell script called as comments. Comments. I'm not going to give any extension. .sh I'm not giving. Hit the enter. Okay. So once if you hit the enter, first it will check VA8 whether this particular file is there or not. If this file is not there, means it is a going to create. See, if it is created newly, it will use that new file. So by default, it is going to open in the command mode. You have to type I. Once if you type I, it will come into the insert mode. So in the last session, when we are discussing about the shebang line, is it mandatory to write the shebang line for all the shell scripts? No, you don't want to write. If you don't write any shebang line, which shell it is going to take? Sorry, the default shell it is going to take. Bash is the default shell, right? Already we know. Okay, so I'm not going to write echo comments demo echo two types of comments. Two types of comments are there. Okay, echo single line comment stars. Echo this line is commented. So Jitendra is asking, is there possible once create a file extension or rename to that data set? Yes, it is possible. Okay, use that which command? Yes, see, Srinivas already answered for your question. Use mv command to rename. Okay, so echo multi-line comment started. Okay, so here I am going to use that here document feature, date command, cal command, host name, and I'm closing. Comments, demo over. Now, if I run the shell script like this one, what are the lines are going to execute? Fourth line is commented, sixth and 10th line is commented. Okay, fourth and sixth to 10th. So, what are the lines are going to execute? Jitendra saying 1, 2, 3, 5, 11. Is it correct? 1, 2, 3, and 5, 11. Can you agree with me? Yes, because these lines 1, 2, 3, these lines are not commented. Line number 4 is commented, single line comment. So if you use that hash beginning of the line, it is going to ignore. It is not going to execute. Line number 5, it will work. Line number 6 to 10, it is not going to work. Line number 11, again it is going to execute. Okay. If you see, line number 1, comments demo. Line number 2, two types of comments are there. Line number 3, single line comment start. Then line number 5, multi-line comment start. Line number 11, comments demo. Right. Clear? So if you want to comment multiple lines, if you use that hash, it is very difficult, right? Keeping that hash in the beginning of the each command, it is very difficult. Right? Even for uncommenting also, you have to remove that hash. So Saptagiri asking, sir, multi-line comments, is there any way to end like a double grade them? No need, Bhaiya. Already I covered this point. Okay, Nani Reddy was asking this question. You should not suppose to use a double grade there. Okay. So now, if we observe, did we give that execute permissions for comments this particular shell script? No, right? Then how it has ran? So now also it is not going to run. If you use like this one, if you run the shell script in this method, you will get error. But if you run like this one, or if you run like this one, it is going to work. Why? Is there any difference, sir? Yes. If you see here, we are using the shell type to execute the shell script. sh, hello data sh, bash, hello data sh. But in this case, we are not specifying any shell type. Directly we are running. Already we know sh, bash, these are the shell types. Shell is nothing but it is a program, right? It is going to take whatever the commands you are going to type and it will give it to the operating system. So sh and bash are the already programs. Those programs already have the execute permissions, what it will do is this shell script is going to embedded with sh and it is going to run. So that's why even if you don't give the execute permissions, but if you run like this one, it is going to execute without any issues. But if you run in this way, you should give that execute permissions, otherwise you are going to get this error. See, right? So Nani ready, any user can run using the sh. Then see, any user means here again for this shell script, if you see who is the owner, EC user. If other user having that read access, then he can able to run. Then he can able to run it. But without having the read access, even if you have execute permissions also, you are not able to run it. Remember that one. Okay. If you have read access others, then you can able to run without execute permissions also. Not only the EC-user, others also can able to run. Now you switch to the Bhaskar user, and if you see the content in this particular file, you can able to see. Right. Clear? Okay. Anybody have any questions on these comments? No questions? Hello.sh is execute permission, sir. That's why it is running. No. Yes, hello.sh is having the execute permissions. Even comments shell script also don't have the execute permissions, but it is running, right? See, I didn't give the execute permissions. It is going to run. So if you don't give the execute permissions, if you try to run in this way, it is not going to work, Ravi Kumar. Okay. So my suggestion is you should give that execute permissions for user. Now you can run it. See, it is working. Right? You should give the execute permissions for user, then you can run that script. Clear? Anybody have any questions on these comments? If not, we'll leave the other topic. Okay, so other one is variables. Even variables topics is there in the our C language also. Na? So if any scripting language or any programming language, variables, comments, the best practices, the file naming conventions, it is there. Right. So what do you mean by variable? Anybody idea? What do you mean by variable? Krishna is saying it is a data type. Okay. It says store value. Okay. Store some value. Okay. To assign a value, people are giving answers. It contains a value. So variable is nothing but it is a memory location where we can store some data. It is a one memory location. Okay. We can assign the value. We can store the data. We can store the value. Right. So usually how many how many variables we discuss means we learn in the C language or C++ or Python. How many types of variables? Two types of variables. One is system defined variables, where means variables, or another one is user defined variables. system defined variables or user defined variables, right? So first we'll discuss about that system defined variables. See, in the name itself is there, system defined variables means these variables we didn't create it and we are not managing, we are not assigning any value by default. So these variables are created by your system, okay, and values are going to assign by default, right? So what is the command to see that all the system defined variables? What is the command to see all the system defined variables? In the Linux, it is very important question. So if you want to see all the system defined variables, we can use that env command or print env. You can use either one. Okay, so it is going to use that all the system defined variables and corresponding default values. Once if you execute env command or print env command, it is going to display that all the system defined variables and corresponding values. So usually it is going to display like this one, variable name equals variable value. So left side variable name will be there and equals, and right side value is there. Okay, when you are executing env or print env command. Okay, let's see, just execute env command. If you observe, okay, so ls underscore colors, it is a one variable, equals some many values are there, right? SSH underscore connection, this is a one variable. Lang underscore lang is a one variable, this is a value. History control, host name, user, pwd, home, these are the variables. So equals left side whatever it is there, this is the variable name. So right side whatever it is there, this is the value, this is the value, right? So now I am familiar with all the variable names. I am familiar with all the variable names. Okay, see, history size, already we know by default history size is 1000. Already we discussed this one, right? So now I want to display that particular variable value. See here, shell is a one variable, so default shell is bash. Now my requirement is, instead of displaying all the variables, I want to display particular variable value. So for that one, we are going to use that echo variable name shell. So if you execute like this one, whatever you are going to give along with the echo command, it is going to display. But I am expecting that variable value. I am expecting that variable value. Okay. For that one, what we have to do? You have to use that dollar symbol. Dollar symbol. Okay. Hit the enter. Now see, it is displaying this particular variable value. Okay. Now I am going to display that user. See here, user is a one system defined variable. User is a one system defined variable. Right. So who am I? Who am I is a one. What is this one? I know this is a variable name. What is this one? This is a command. It's a command. Right. So PWD. What is this one? It is a command. So what about this uppercase PWD? It is a one variable. So many times they ask this question. Uppercase PWD, right? This one and lowercase PWD is both are same? No. Lowercase PWD is a one command. Uppercase PWD is a one variable. Right? See, both are giving the same output. Currently, where you are in print working directory. Right? So now I am going to display that history size echo dollar hist size. This is one system defined variable and the default history size is 1000. The default history size is 1000. Clear? Is it possible to change the default history size? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So we are going to use that export command. We are going to use that export hist size equals whatever you want. You can give it. Okay. Export hist size. Now, if you execute this command, and now you can use that echo command and see it is giving the 200. It is giving the 200. Right? So, sir, can I give 1 lakh? Yes, you can give. Right? But we are not going to use that much of history size value. Okay? You can give it. Even it is not going to give any error. Okay? See? Now you can execute. See? Right? So if you want, you can give that 20 also. This is the way you can override that default system defined variables values. So right now whatever I am doing, this is that temporarily for this particular session only. Again, if I log out to the server and if I re-log in, again it will become the default 1000 only. So if you want to make permanently this history size 20, what you have to do? You have to update one particular file. So if you want to permanently change that any variable value for specific user, suppose for EC2 user, I want to change it permanently. So go to the EC2 user home directory. There you will see that bash underscore profile. Bash underscore profile. So there you can add this line. So if you want to update the history size for everyone, means all the users in the server, go to the etc directory. There you will see that one file called as profile. For all the users, you have to update this particular line in the etc profiles file. Clear? Okay. So like this, you can display that all the values env or print env. If you want, you can use that print env also. See, print env command also displaying that all the system defined variables and the corresponding values. Right. Now I want to create my own user defined variables. So that time we are going to use that user defined variables concept. So name itself is there. User defined variables. User defined variables means as a user he is going to create that variables based on his requirement, and he is going to assign the values to those variables, and he is going to use those variables. So if you want to create a user defined variables, we are going to create a one shell script. Inside the shell script we are going to create the user defined variables. Okay, so usually in the c c++, java and all, so how we are going to create int a, right? Int a, int b, int c, so like this one. So this is the declaring a variable, right? So here what is the int? It is a data type. What is the a here? It is a variable name. It is a variable name, right? A is a variable name, b is a variable name, c is a variable name. Here int is a data type. Int is a data type. So we have declared a variables, declared, right? Is there any difference? So these three first and these three. See here, just we have declared the variables. Here we have declared the variables and we have initialized the variables, means we have assigned the value to that particular variables. So creating and assigning a value is called as initialization. Initializing the variables. Here declaring the variables. Declaring the variables. So declaring and initialization is both are different. Initialization means creating a variable and assigning the value. Okay. Then these are we are going to represent in the C language C++, this data type. So we have many data types are there: int, float, double, character, and all. Right. So here we are going to use the semicolon to specify that this is the end of the statement. Okay. So these data types are there in the shell script. No, there is no data types concept in the shell script. Just we are going to initialize a variable like this one: a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, c is equal to 30 in shell script, in the shell script. Okay. So here if you observe, we are not specifying any data type, right? We are not specifying, just simply we are mentioning that variable name and the value. And one more thing, if you observe here, there is no space between variable name equals and the value. But if you observe, variable name space equals space value. In the shell script, again and again I am saying, many times people are doing the mistake is here is they are going to give that space between variable name and the value. It is not going to allow you to give the space between variable name and the value. If you give, it will give that error. Okay, even if you don't want to specify that semicolon, it will work. Okay, see here I have initialized that three variables. I want to display those variables. Echo $A. So if you want, you can use that name is equal to basket. So this is the one string, right? And C is equal to 10.0. Okay, just directly you can assign the value. You don't want to specify any data type. Nani ready. He is asking. Okay, so then variables can store string, character, float, double. Yes, whatever you are going to assign, it can store. Right. So if you want to display a variable value, we are going to use the dollar symbol along with the variable name. We are going to use dollar symbol along with the variable name. Right. Echo $B. Echo dollar name. Echo $C. Right. Okay. Let's see. Sahana is asking, can we reuse a variable by assigning a different value? Definitely. See, here already I have assigned that a variable, a value 10. Right. So again, if you want, you can assign age equal to 45. So now in this case, okay, which value is going to assign? 45 is saying that Nani. Let's see what value it is going to display. Same question they have asked. So user define vars.sh. Okay. Save it. sh user define vars.sh. 45 means it is going to override. So whatever the first value we have assigned, it is going to override here. Sahana, clear? If you observe here, just the variables I'm displaying. Instead of that one, my requirement is I want to display a variable value is, b variable value is, name variable value is, like that I want to display. So that time what you are going to do, you can use that double quotes, the variable, and you can give the message, the variable a value is, okay, you can same way the b variable value is, and the variable name value is, the variable c value is, right. So like this you can use that one. Run it, sh user defined variables data set. See here 45 20 10.0, right? Now can we use that system defined variables in our shell script? Yes, you can use it. And one more thing, if you observe here, whatever the user defined variables I am keeping with the lower case. As a best practice, when you are creating user defined variables, keep those variable names in the lower case. Why? Because to differentiate user defined variables and system defined variables. So by default, all the system defined variables are in the uppercase, right? So that's why you have to create all the user defined variables with the lower case, right? So that is the best practice. Sir, if I create that user defined variables with the uppercase, is there any issue? No problem at all. But as a best practice, you should create all the user defined variables in the lower case. You can use that user defined variables, system defined variables in the our shell script. So here I'm going to type that echo the username is dollar user, echo the current shell is dollar shell. Okay, save it, run it. See, the username is this one, the current shell is this one. Right. Now can I assign the user defined variable value? Sir, can I assign the system defined variable value to the user defined variable like this one? See here, user is a one user system defined variable. So that value can I assign to that user defined variable? Yes, it is possible. Okay, just execute vi user defined variable start sh. So here what I'm going to do here okay, I will use a different name, uname. Okay, use that dollar here, uname equals dollar user, uname equals to dollar user. What will happen here? Dollar the user is a uppercase, user is a one system defined variable. Okay, so I'm using that dollar symbol, it will get this value, variable value, and it is going to assign to this one. That variable value again here we are displaying. Save it. sh user defined variables. See here the username is ec2-user. Clear? So like this guys, you can use these system defined variables in the our shell script, right? I tried printing message after echo without, but it's still it is printing. Yes, see, when we have to use that double quotes or single quotes, if you want to give that same space indent for each word, you have to. I have explained. You didn't miss it. You missed it, I think. See here, hello guys. Even if you don't give also, it is going to work. But if you see, I'm giving more space. That time also, it is giving that one space only. But I'm expecting that whatever the space which I'm giving in between hello and guys, that time you have to keep with the lower that string in the upper that double quotes or single quotes. I have discussed this one, Baya. Clear? So anybody have any questions, guys, about these variables? And you may have question, sir, for displaying all the system defined variables, we use that env command or print env command. Like that, is there any command to see that all the user defined variables? No. So if you want to see all the user defined variables, you have to go to that particular shell script and you have to, sir, I have a one shell script a.sh. I have used all these variables. In b.sh, can I use all these variables again? Yes, you can use it. Not a problem. So if you want to see that user defined variables, what you have to do? Open the shell script and you have to see those variable names. Clear? So the next topic is command line arguments. It is very important topic. At least 2 to 3 questions it is going to come from this topic. And as part of our shell scripts, we are going to use those command line arguments. Okay, so it will take 40 to 50 minutes. We'll continue in tomorrow's class. Okay, so I'm expecting everyone join to the class. Otherwise, I'm going to remove you guys who are inactive. I don't want. Many people are absenting. Right. Everyone has to attend the classes. If you have any issue, concern, let me know. You can call me and inform me so that I will keep you in that Skype group. Yes, I will share that as documents. Sorry, I forget. I will share right away after this session. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.